Hey everyone, this is Mike from Real Life Counseling, and today we have a quote from Auguste Rodin, and it's that patience is also a form of action. Um, Sitting and waiting and having patience is doing something. People think that just waiting and not acting overtly is more passive. Um, Patience is a form of action. It is doing something. Doing nothing is doing something. And people say that, doing nothing isn't an option. Doing nothing is always an option. And more often than not, the best one, right? The best option. Sometimes we run into things and it's the worst thing that we can do. Having choices, knowing that something's happening and we can react or overreact, and holding back on that and being patient and waiting is absolutely an action. It requires an incredible amount of self-control and to not react to something that's happened to you. So doing nothing is doing something. When people sit and they meditate, and you're just sitting there and thinking about nothing. Well, no, you're doing something. You are actively engaged in calming yourself and not allowing the outside influences to impact you. So being patient is doing something. Doing nothing, in a sense, is doing something. It's not reacting and not taking action that could be harmful. So Rodin is absolutely right that patience is a form of action. Um, and we could all use with a little bit more patience. Um, Try it next time. Next time you want to react, um, wait. Unless there's something where it absolutely must be done immediately, and that's very rare. Wait. People have talked about this when it comes to um, impulse buying, right? They'll say, maybe wait 24 hours to buy it. If you still want to buy it, buy it. But if 24 hours goes by and say, you know what, it wasn't that important, right? That is an action. You've taken an action. And the patience and waiting is the action. Somebody says something to you. I've been in many situations where somebody says something and they're waiting for a reaction. And you just don't react. In fact, sometimes you act like it never even happened. Somebody says something, and next time you see them or speak to them, you act as if what they said or didn't even occur. You just kind of let it go right over and you keep moving on. And sometimes that's the best. That's the best thing to do. You kind of dismiss it and not really think about it. So being patient, waiting, taking your time requires a lot of willpower, a lot of effort, and it is doing something. Doing nothing is doing something. And as I said, it's very often the best thing. A lot of people don't have patience. They want to do things now. They want to do it immediately. People have a lot of impulse control problems. They can't wait. They don't like being patient. And they tend to get themselves into trouble because of that. Where if just waiting, sometimes just a little bit, sometimes they'll say like, you take some deep breaths or maybe even count to 10 before you make a decision. That's developing and cultivating a degree of patience. And that does require some action. It requires you to do something, right? To breathe, to wait, to count to 10, to not react immediately. So you are doing something. And you're doing something that probably will benefit you. Yes, there are times when you have to act immediately. Maybe you need to make a snap decision about something. But again, those times are very, very rare. So don't think that patience is bad. Don't think that being patient is actually being passive and you're not really doing anything. It couldn't be further from the truth. So patience is a virtue. It's a virtue that more of us could use and to benefit from, and would be better off if we cultivate. And be patient with yourself as you're learning patience. And if you need help, again, help is always available. Talk to a friend, a loved one, a spouse, a therapist, a coach, a member of the clergy. You don't have to go on this journey of life on your own. There's always help available, and avail yourself of that. if you need to. And if you like this video, hit like. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. And if you want notifications, please hit the bell icon so you'll know when the new videos come out. See you next time.